On this his birthday, do you have any memories to share of the late great David Gale?
David Gale's birthday is today.
It is.
That's right. I forgot about that. David Gale played Dr. Hill, if you get the credits there. He was a wonderful man, very gentle and soft-spoken, dry wit. This was a very uncomfortable movie for him. He as well came from the theater. He was freshly out in LA from New York, where he'd been doing a lot of plays, and thought that he should come out and try his hand at film. And you know, and he got this. but you know, he's a trooper, and he commit. Actors commit to what they're doing. Otherwise, what's the point? And I can't think of anybody else who could do that. It's a hard role, and you're all kinds of different colors, and you're asked to do some stuff that's, really. But it's all. Listen, this is a movie. It's fantasy. It's not real, and everybody just did their part, and to great effect, actually. If you boil it down, Reanimator is ultimately a melodrama. You all remember Dudley Do-Right and Snidely Whiplash and tying the damsel in distress on the railroad tracks, and then Dudley Do-Right rides in and I'll save you. And it's a melodrama, so he's being the villain and doing it really, really well. And it's interesting. I just realized that apparently, I don't know if this is true, but somebody told me a long time ago that the artist who drew the character of Dudley Do-Right, right, modeled it after David Gale.
Really?
The big chin and all of that. I don't know if that's true or not, but kind of makes sense. So bless David Gale. He lost us too soon. We lost him too soon. It's a sad bit of a story, but he was doing theater in LA, and he had a heart attack on stage, and they rushed him to UCLA Medical, and he had a third of a heart or something like that. And so he was a candidate for a heart transplant, which he did have. And on the day that he was going to be released from the hospital and go home with his new heart, a nurse came in and found him collapsed on the floor. So it's kind of sad.
First, I want to thank you for coming to our small town here from LA and being a part of this film festival that Leon and Dan and so many others have worked so hard to put together.
Yeah,
so
they do a great job. Let's have a hand for them. My pleasure. I've been to Colorado Springs once before. I was asked to MC a night at the Colorado Springs Symphony Orchestra. They were doing a night of Star Trek, music of Star Trek.
Oh.
And I came here and was sort of the wraparound MC, introducing each one of them. So I'd been here before, so it was good to come back.
well, thank you. I've actually got a two-parter. Are there any projects or films that you're working on now that we could look forward to?
Yeah, I have, actually I have 3 movies in the pipeline that I've done over the last couple of years, and movies are like babies. You get pregnant and it doesn't, you don't give birth till like 9 months later. So that's kind of like a movie, generally. So, they're in the pipeline, they'll be released, but one's a horror movie, one's a fantasy comedy, which I'm really looking forward to, and one's a Western. So, I'm getting to play in all kinds of different fields. That's good.
My second part is, do you have any projections or predictions for the Major League Baseball World Series champions this year.
Dodgers.
Dodgers! Well, I'm a big Dodger fan, so I'm hoping they're there. They've been crushing it this year. The Yankees look like they're pretty imposing. Listen, we got to get through the playoffs. Yankees, I'd love to have the Astros come back and redemption. Because they cheated.
Oh, I see a hand up here. You already asked one, you only get one question.
I'm sorry for asking so many questions.
That's good.
So something I've always wondered about. I love this movie, and something I've always wondered about is what do you think good old Herbert West's motivations are? Because he doesn't really seem like he's in it for the fame. It seems like he's also in it for the knowledge and for the idea of really conquering death. I feel like there's a lot of things that go into his motivation for
Absolutely.
doing what he does.
He's not a bad guy. He's not a villain. He's just a relentless pursuit of science and solving this problem, bringing the dead back to life. I don't think he has any kind of maniacal plans for that like some mad scientist. I just think he's truly, it's all about the work and everything else is just a waste of time. And he'll just continue to pursue it and pursue it and pursue it relentlessly. And I don't think he's wired for anything else but. And he had every right to behead him because he was a plagiarist. Perfectly justified. Anything else?